Hello, VC, Tony. Tony's LPs are us in Studio B. I'm going to do a little video vinyl tribute to someone we lost yesterday, KRISTOFFERSON, at the age of 88. They said he passed away at his home in Maui, Hawaii. So what a way to go, right? In paradise. This album is called Me and Bobby McGee, but it was formerly called KRISTOFFERSON. I believe this may be his first record. This is on Monument, but it was distributed by Columbia Records. So I'm going to show a little bit of his vinyl that I have. Talk about his career, which was, when you research it, it was just incredible. He was an academic. He was a Army captain. He was a helicopter pilot. He was a husband. He was a father. He was married, of course, to Rita Coolidge, and they have some collaborations albums that I have. They had some major hits, as a matter of fact, with Rita. He started out, basically, doing odd jobs. Was an athlete. He was renowned for his athleticism in Carmona College, I believe, where he played rugby, football, track and field. Then he won a scholarship, a Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford. I don't know if he's a Rhodes Scholar, but he did have a scholarship, a Rhodes Scholarship. So he was a smart dude, won awards for writing before he started songwriting. He left his profession. He was a helicopter pilot. He was doing private flights, but he flew in the Army, and that's where he learned that trade. And then he started working as a janitor, basically, at Columbia Studio in Nashville, when he started to do his songwriting thing. And he met June Carter, Johnny Cash's wife, and gave her some tapes to give to Johnny Cash. And after a certain amount of time went by, a rumor has it that he actually flew his helicopter onto Johnny Cash's yard, into his yard, and that's the first time they actually spoke. But that's just folklore. I think what happened was Johnny basically heard the tape, and I believe one of the songs was Sunday Morning Coming Down, and Johnny Cash decided to record that song, and it won awards, and it actually won KRIS Songwriter of the Year in Nashville at the Country Music Awards. So that's how he started. Then other folks started singing his songs. Folks like Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Ray Stevens, Jerry Lee Lewis, of course, Janis Joplin, Me and Bobby McGee. He was born in June 22nd of 1936, died September 28th, 24, like I said, in Hawaii. He was born in Texas. He also became one of the fourth member of the Highwaymen, which was Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash himself, and Waylon Jennings. And they were active, I guess, in the 80s to 85, 87. I think they have 2 albums out. Was a movie star, was nominated and won a Golden Globe. He was in a movie with Barbra Streisand, A Star is Born, one of the great versions of A Star is Born, if you haven't seen it. I can't find my album of that record. I know I have it, but it's lost in my collection. I probably pulled it out, cleaned it, didn't properly store it, and I'm sure we all have that problem if you have a lot of records like I do. Just an amazing Renaissance man. I don't know if he had bouts with alcohol. He stopped drinking. His doctor told him, if you continue to drink, you will eventually kill yourself. In his later years, I believe he had some health problems. They thought he had dementia or Alzheimer's, but they discovered that his memory loss and his problem remembering current events that had just occurred was from Lyme disease, from a tick. And once that was diagnosed and treated, he was back to normal, but passed away probably of natural causes. I really don't know. It's all over. It's online. There's so much written about him. So I'm just going to show a few of his records and wish him to rest in peace. He was just a great songwriter, and then a great interpreter of his own music and other folks' music. He was very organic. His music was country, but it had that rockism to it. I've been buying his records since I can remember. So I'm just going to show a few of his albums. These are somewhat in chronological order. He always had great musicians with him. The records were always sounded really good. As far as I know, he was primarily on Monument, distributed by Columbia. I'm not sure if there's some other labels that he was on. I didn't research that. But yeah, 88 years old. He had a great life. He won numerous awards, #1 hits. Like I said, a Golden Globe. Who knows what else. The big start for him was Sunday Morning Coming Down, which is a great song. If you don't know that song, it will haunt you. Look that song up on YouTube, either his version or Johnny Cash or whatever other country artist has done that. But I'm going to go through the records, show them really fast. This won't take too long. Before I do so, thanks to all you people out there that watch Tony's LPs Are Us, all the subs that I have, and the likes and comments. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subbed, please do so. And that's my spiel for now. So you have to do that on the YouTube channel. But here's me and Bobby McGee. There's the back cover. It's songs listing. Here we have a great one, which is one of my favorites. KRIS Kristofferson, The Single Tongue Devil and I. A lot of his theme in certain records had to do with the devil. Now, what was the devil? Was the devil alcohol? Was the devil the road? Was the devil women outside of marriage? He was married at least 3 times. And that's that great label. And this is Monument, distributed by CBS. Now, I know Monument from my Roy Orbison collection, which Monument records sound great. So I assume that he was originally on Monument. Somehow Monument was picked up by Columbia. There's that. As you can see, it was the old days. I have to try to remove that. Goodwill. When Goodwill was not commercialized as they are today, where you see this record at Goodwill and they want $9.99 for it. But great record. Silver Tongue Devil and I. It has the theme song. It has Billy D, which is a great song. When I Loved Her. Loving Her Was Easier Than Anything I've Ever Done, which was a major hit. And if I go through the who's who, if you're a country music buff, you'll know those names, but I'm not going to go through all that. So here's the back. Next up, we have a great one. I love the title. Jesus Was a Capricorn. I guess if you're born in December, you're a Capricorn. Back cover is really cool. This again is Monument, CBS, 1972. It's got a picture of him with his daughter and the band. That's a great gatefold. He's swigging something down on stage, and everyone really is enjoying him. Now, this one musician there, I always thought it looked like Mick Taylor, who was at the time when he looked like that with the Stones, but it isn't Mick Taylor. So that's just a cool inner sleeve. And there's Rita right there. She's on the cover. Next up is a great one. Shake Hands with the Devil, another devil title. I'm not sure if this has an inner that's custom. Yeah, this has a custom inner with the lyrics and a plain brown cover or black. And that's just a regular Columbia. Here we have a a notable album, Easter Island. Easter Island. And you can see the figures from Easter Island there. This has on it Easter Island, the bigger the fool, the harder they fall. Lay me down, forever in your love. 1978, Easter Island. Then we have songs of KRIS Kristofferson, which is like a greatest hits type of compilation. Great picture. That's his famous beard, blue eyes, just a really striking man. And Look This Way in The Star Is Born. This is around the same time that this came out. This is a stamp promo, which don't know where I picked it up. Has a custom inner. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. I got a little of my life. Why me? Who's to blame? The Silver-Tongued Devil. Me and Bobby McGee, his version. Sunday Morning Coming Down. Loving Her Was Easier Than Anything I'll Ever Do Again, which was a huge hit for him. And that's on Columbia. And then we have Full Moon with Rita. A lot of hits from here. And a great inner. And I believe that inner may be from his film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. It looks that way. I'm not certain. I'll show you that album in a minute. From the Bottle to the Bottom. Take Time to Love. Part of Your Life. After the First. A song I Like to Sing. All big hits. Rita Coolidge. KRIS, Full Moon. Then we have another album by them. Might as well work together, right? Breakaway. This wasn't a breakup album, which sounds like it. But I think this had a string of hits as well. I'd Rather Be Sorry, Cripple Crow. This is another Columbia. Monument. Right there. And here's the back. This was released in 74, so this is before A Star Is Born. Then I have a nice one I picked up, which you don't see too often. It's Chris, Willie, Dolly, and Brenda. And it's a compilation. Chris and Willie, of course, great friends. And this, again, is on Monument, but it's Monument. Don't believe it's Columbia Monument. It's just a regular Monument. So, not sure how Monument went over to CBS with KRIS. So, here's the back. Similar. It's called Winning Hand. And here's the songs. They don't really collaborate. It's songs of each person. You got Dolly Parton. You got Brenda. You got Willie. You got Chris and Willie do a song. Brenda and Chris do a song. Chris and Brenda do another song. So it's sprinkled with duets. Dolly and Willie. Chris, mostly Chris and Brenda. And it's sprinkled, and then there's songs of them solo. So, and this sounds really good. This is in excellent to near mint condition. And then last but not least, I pulled out the soundtrack. Bob Dylan, Billy the Kid, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, and there's KRIS. He's not on this record in a musical sense or had anything to do with Dylan writing, which I was surprised. I just checked the track list, and he doesn't play guitar. He doesn't do backup unless it's uncredited. I didn't, like I said, I didn't really delve into that too much, but there it is. So just a quick little couple of minutes here, I guess, 14, 15 minutes. So I just want to thank everyone again, and hats off to Christopher, and rest in peace. just a phenomenal person. The last performance I saw him do, I believe, was Joni Mitchell special a year or two ago. Joni Mitchell birthday party on television, because he wasn't really around. Like I said, he had some health problems, and he died, I guess, peacefully. We would hope in Hawaii, right? So not a bad place. But thanks again. Rest in peace, Chris. Let me know what you think about this little tribute. Let me know if you really like, if you listen to him. I listen to all types of music. Country of this kind, I'm not into the modern country. To me, this is country, but it has, like I said, organic, has a very emotional, every song that he writes takes you on a journey, brings you to a place that you may have been. I'm not going to say which ones, because then you'll know where I've been. But the songs hit home, especially the things with, like, me and Bobby McGee. You get the chills just thinking about that tune. He was such a craftsman. He won numerous awards. I was going to go over the awards, but you can look those up. Just a great singer-songwriter. It'll be hard to see a person come around again that can do everything. Great actor, great songwriter, great person. Really haven't heard any negative things about Chris that I know about. So just my little vinyl tribute gives me a chance to pull out my records. I went through them. I cleaned a couple of them. I'm going to put them on today and get into some KRIS. So once again, keep rocking. Thanks a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Really helps us out. And stay safe. Talk to you guys later. And final photo is a great photo with, he had a big ranch that he sold, by the way. I guess it was in Hawaii, over 500 acres, that it was up for sale for $20 million or $17 to $20 million, because I guess he was starting to get his affairs in order. But he left a legacy that we'll continue to embrace. So rest in peace, Chris. Keep rocking. Ciao.